You know what? Looking back on this, if Luke Kornet was allowed to do this in an NBA stadium before a game, perhaps he didn't have any right to speak out against Magic City Night in Atlanta. This the same dude who canceled Magic City Night, by the way. Is he doing the Dak Prescott? That's it. That's exactly what I was thinking. He canceled Magic City so he can go in the building by himself. This was the same dude who had a problem with Magic City Night for the Hawks. Welcome back, y'all, and welcome to the first of my new weekly YouTube-only videos. I've been wanting to do something a little bit different here, some shorter deep dive videos where we sit down, dig into a story from last season. So, welcome to Deserves a Rewind, because every once in a while, we have stories in the NBA that are so unique, weird, memorable that we have to throw it back for a moment. So, here is our first episode, and we have to begin with Luke Kornet versus Magic City. So, quick breakdown, quick reminder of what happened this past season. On February 26th, the Atlanta Hawks announced something called Magic City Monday. And before we get into why it was such a ridiculous controversy and how the Luke Kornet part fits into all of this, we need to establish what the Atlanta Hawks were actually planning for this night. Because Magic City is not just some random club that the Hawks suddenly discovered that existed. It's been a major part of Atlanta's nightlife and hip hop culture for decades, and the Hawks were very specifically trying to package that cultural side of the institution for this game. And the actual plans were very big, having T.I. perform at halftime, Magic City's famous lemon pepper wings, a limited edition hoodie, which I like a lot. And I mean, I was a 90s kid. My parents totally would have taken me to an event like this. It doesn't matter what would have went on, you know? A live Hawks AF podcast, DJ Esco with the music, and just a celebration of Magic City's influence on Atlanta's culture. The Hawks called Magic City an iconic cultural institution and highlighted its influence on Atlanta music and black culture. But there's one important detail the Hawks announcement didn't exactly lead with. Magic City is also a strip club. And Luke Kornet unfortunately noticed that. And that was apparently the detail Luke Kornet thought the Hawks shouldn't have left out.
Isn't appropriate. Is there anything you can say that would address that and assuage some of their fears about what this celebration is going to look like?
First off, Magic City's been a staple in Atlanta for 40 years now. It's bigger than Strip. It's more of a iconic place where anybody who's a CEO, an NBA player, a politician, actresses, actors, they all come, and they're all normal when they come here. You know, it makes everybody's ego, everybody's the same when they come to Magic City, and it's more than Strip. It's more about the culture, the hip hop, the music, the food, the fun vibes. If I could describe it, I would call it like an adult version of Cirque du Soleil.
So by March 2nd, Luke Kornet had decided that he had enough. He logged into his Medium account. Did anyone know that Luke Kornet was a part of Medium? I clicked on this link just today. It said, click for notifications from Luke Kornet. I was like, I don't think so. And on March 2nd, he wrote, This week, the Atlanta Hawks announced a special one-night collaboration to celebrate the city's iconic cultural institution, Magic City, during the team's home game against Orlando on Monday, March 16th. In its press release, the Hawks failed to acknowledge that this place is, as the business itself boasts, Atlanta's premier strip club. Given this fact, I would like to respectfully ask that the Atlanta Hawks cancel this promotional night with Magic City. The NBA should desire to protect and esteem women, many of whom work diligently every day to make this the best basketball league in the world. We should promote an atmosphere that is protective and respectful of the daughters, wives, sisters, mothers, and partners that we know and love. Allowing this night to go forward without protest would reflect poorly on us as an NBA community, specifically in being complicit in the potential objectification and mistreatment of women in our society. Regardless of how a woman finds her way into the adult entertainment industry, many in this space experience abuse, harassment, and violence to which they should never be subjected. I'd like to encourage the league, its owners, employees, and fans to hold the Atlanta Hawks to a higher standard of what they find worthy of promoting. I and others throughout the league were surprised by and object to the Hawks' decision. We desire to provide an environment where fans of all ages can safely come and enjoy the game of basketball, and where we can celebrate the history and culture of communities in good conscience. The celebration of a strip club is not conduct aligned with that vision. Please join me in petitioning the Atlanta Hawks to cancel this promotion so as to ensure that the NBA remains a safe, respectful, and welcoming environment for everyone involved. So, as funny as the messenger is, an NBA player, of course, a representative of the league, but not someone who is representative of the Hawks or even of the conference that they play in. It was all very silly, of course. And, of course, Kornet's argument is pretty straightforward. He said that the Hawks shouldn't be celebrating a strip club because the NBA should be trying to protect and to respect women. And to be fair to Luke Kornet, he's not arguing that women who work in the adult industry are somehow lesser people. His argument is that the NBA shouldn't be the corporation officially promoting that establishment. But the internet was not particularly interested in having a nuanced conversation about Luke Kornet's Medium account.
Not me getting clocked by an NBA player. Not me getting out-woked by an NBA player, and a white man at that. Actually, let me not call him white, because you never know what race these guys are in the NBA. Because ever since I found out this guy was black, So last week, the Atlanta Hawks announced that they're having a Magic City Monday night. When the Hawks play the Magic on Monday, March 16th, they're selling Magic City hoodies. They're selling Magic City lemon pepper wings. They're doing a whole night dedicated to this cultural institution in Atlanta. It's a strip club. Actually, I don't know what I'm laughing about because ain't funny, according to Luke Kornet. Allow me to read you his Substack essay he wrote about the Atlanta Hawks and Magic City Monday night. You can pause to read the whole thing, but he basically asked that people join him in petitioning the Atlanta Hawks to cancel Magic City night. For the first time ever, I think I'm speechless. I have no opinion. I have no take. I really need to marinate on this further.
Luke Kornet wrote a Substack essay about Magic City night. Crying face emoji. So instead of supporting his message that with all facts, y'all mad that he's standing up for women? All they doing is serving lemon pepper wings. S ain't all that deep. NBA promotes beer and gambling, but this is too far, huh? He might as well protest the cheerleaders too while he at it. Cameron went absolutely nuclear on Luke Kornet and Al Horford for opposing the Hawks' Magic City night.
Is he black or white?
White.
Protesting against this. A protest start with you. You talking about? Protest start with that encyclopedia you wrote. I ain't listen to half that. You talking about all them big ass words. You know who's gonna be at Magic City Monday? T.I. expeditiously. What are you talking about? Lemon pepper. Hold on, what the lemon big ass lemon pepper. Lemon pepper. Say you wrote lemon pepper. Nobody give lemon about that lemon pepper. Lemon pepper. You talking about, man? Let's balance it out. It's lemon out here mad at niggas. Fingernail polish and all that. After Caleb Williams, I'm not that mad anymore. You know what I'm saying? You ain't protesting against that. It's you mad about that. It's just balancing out. This culture. This where the lemon pep that? Where from? I gotta do a little more. Where the
from Kentucky. I'll double check. Lexington.
Lexington. Yeah, shout out to Lex Louis. Man, listen. You man, the grown man want to see I'm not saying that's going to be there. They just represent that night. Yo, the audacity of you, man. And Al Horford, you too. Mind your business.
So the story here shifts a little bit, and it does become more funny because it becomes less about the Magic City and Magic City night and more about Luke Kornet writing a whole essay about it. And then, on March 4th, because one NBA frontcourt player wasn't enough, Al Horford jumped in. He says, "Well said, Luke." And, of course, we know this is more of a connection because at least Al Horford played in Atlanta for 9 years of his career. So we're far enough into this video that I should acknowledge this, and you can probably imagine this as well. I've never been to this establishment before, and I've only kind of been to Atlanta, so I'm not going to act like I'm some sort of expert on Atlanta culture or any type of culture surrounding this. So if I'm going to make this video, I'm going to find out what the people of Atlanta are so passionate about when it comes to this event. And unfortunately for me, I have to listen to Charlemagne the God probably make a good point.
So it would make sense for her to want to do Magic City Night. Right. Why wouldn't you want to celebrate a cultural institution like Magic City? When you think of brands in Atlanta, there's 5 that come to mind immediately for me. Coca-Cola, the Hawks, the Falcons, the Braves, and Magic City.
Jamie Gertz, stakeholders,
it's difficult.
You don't want to mess up your money.
It's difficult when you're not from Atlanta and you don't know the culture, right? Because all you see is strip club, gentlemen's club, and you think it the worst. Like
That's
you said,
not what I think.
Well, because you've been there before.
When I think
People in
Magic
Atlanta's
City,
been there
think
before.
of a great black-owned business with great food.
I think of music, breaking music. I think of DJs. I think of networking.
Community.
I think of food. And yes, there are dances there as well.
So I don't have a problem with Magic City Night at the Atlanta Hawks.
I know, Mr. Magic, like if y'all don't just leave us alone and let us do what we do.
Yo, the NBA is connected to every gambling, organization there is right now. All of the different.
But this is where you draw the line.
This is where you draw the
Magic
line.
City,
Like, what are you talking about?
Draw the line.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. You're a part of every gambling. You could gamble on everything. First shot, second shot, 3-pointers. But Magic City's bad. Something.
Come on, man.
And all points that we can acknowledge, right? A popular brand, an important local brand, it connects the community and culture with 2 big brands in Atlanta, and it's meant to be a harmless, fun event. The New York Times went much deeper into this, and the history is actually pretty wild. Magic City wasn't just a place where athletes went to spend money. It became part of the ecosystem around Atlanta hip-hop. DJs, rappers, athletes, celebrities all passed through it, and the club became part of the city's broader cultural mythology. And that's why the Hawks weren't just calling it a strip club in their announcement. They kind of did leave it off, though. They were specifically trying to celebrate that cultural history. And similar to that, Killer Mike wrote, "Many of my good friends were born there. We all love the Wings, Braves, Hawks, and Falcons just like me, but they know how Atlanta has a rich history that they don't always fully get to. Love bruh, but when I see you in the club or Bankhead Seafood, wings on me." And then Live Evil replies, "I was born in Northside Hospital, love Magic City and lemon pepper wings, and I still don't think Magic City Night at a Hawks game was appropriate." And I think that's where this debate gets interesting, because you don't have to hate an establishment to think that the NBA probably shouldn't promote it. And you don't have to think the promotion was appropriate to pretend Magic City has no cultural significance. The two things can be true at the same time. But then we get to part of Kornet's argument that made this controversy much bigger than the NBA branding decision.
What your reaction is to what Luke was saying, because what he's essentially saying is, yes, he disagrees with this celebration at the game, but it also sounds like he's saying that strip clubs in general don't celebrate women, at least not in the way he would like to. And your response to that is it is certainly a familiar criticism of strip clubs.
I honestly feel like where he's coming from is a good space, and he's coming from his heart, and he feels like he's doing what's right. But as a woman that has worked for Magic City for years, they've taken me across the globe. They've helped support me throughout my entire mid-20s so far. And one thing that I have to say is I don't feel used. I don't feel degraded. And I feel like this collaboration, honestly, is more a celebratory energy than anything that he's trying to make it seem like.
And here's where Kornet's argument gets considerably more complicated. Because the women who actually worked at Magic City didn't all agree with him. Kathy Bolton, who worked for Magic City for years, said she was actually ecstatic when she heard about the Hawks promotion. She's not saying that every woman needs to work at Magic City. She's saying that, from her own experience, she didn't feel degraded by the job. And she saw a bigger, more mainstream collaboration as something that could potentially create opportunities for women. But even among women who worked there, the answer wasn't simply Magic City is great and everyone should love it. Monique Williams, another former Magic City dancer, also viewed the theme night positively as a representation of Atlanta culture. So even someone defending Magic City's cultural importance could still recognize that there's a difference between celebrating that history and making it a family-friendly NBA event. And then there's Natalie Clark, president of Strippers United, a labor organization for strippers. She had a very different reaction to Kornet's argument. Her criticisms of Kornet's comments didn't really treat these women as workers making choices. Instead, she felt they suggested that women in this industry simply don't belong in respectable society. And that's a very different criticism. She's not necessarily saying the NBA has to celebrate strip clubs. She's saying that if you're going to talk about protecting these women, you should probably listen to the women themselves before deciding what they're being protected from. And now, we actually have a debate. Because at this point, I think we have to separate two different questions. Is Magic City inherently degrading to women? Should the NBA be promoting it? Those aren't necessarily the same question. And that's where the NBA side of things gets really interesting.
Let's just say that Magic City does not bring high esteem to a brand such as the NBA when you mention partnership to it, right? Think about it. Think about the highbrow meetings. Think about the big negotiations. Thinking about all the things that are on their plate and will continue to pile on their plate as they go forward in globalization. Let's just say attaching yourself in any capacity to a strip club is not necessarily forward thinking. All right, let's just go there. The brand and league image is more, it should be more protected than that. You don't believe me? I think the gold standard is the NFL in this country at least. You think they about to do all that? Hell to the nah. Now, I know you can go other places, but you're going to go other places and you're going to get a different response. Strip club is not it. Two, you're just sending mixed messages. Like, you want a family-friendly environment. Last time I checked, I've never seen a family in Magic City. Why?
Secondly, and most importantly, is thank you, White Knight. But we don't need this. I've had enough of men telling us what we can and shouldn't, and what we should want, and what we should need, and how we should act. No. These are not trafficked 12-year-olds, okay? We have that, and none of those people are being brought forward. This is not that. These are grown-ass women who have a job. And I don't understand are you shaming that industry?
Yes. Yeah. It's okay to shame the industry. If we have high esteem for some industries, you think there's not a flip side to some?
And once again, not my favorite messenger, but this is most likely the strongest version of Kornet's argument. Because he's not saying Magic City shouldn't exist. He's saying the NBA has a certain brand, a league that wants families, kids, sponsors, and a broadly accessible public image. And maybe officially celebrating a strip club doesn't fit that brand. That's a completely different argument from saying Magic City has no cultural significance. And I think this is where both sides started talking past each other. Kornet was talking about what Magic City represents. The Hawks were talking about what Magic City Monday would actually contain. They weren't going to be dancers at the game. There wasn't going to be nudity. There wasn't going to be a strip show at halftime. It was TI, wings, music, merchandise, capitalism, and a celebration of Atlanta culture. The entire point of the night was to celebrate a business whose primary identity is adult entertainment. And that distinction is basically the entire controversy. And naturally, once you started talking about what the NBA should and shouldn't be promoting, people immediately started asking where exactly that line is. Atlanta Hawks hosting a night presented by an alcoholic beverage brand? Luke Kornet, is Atlanta allowed to have Crowning Courage Night, or is that also crossing the line? The NBA already has partnerships with many alcohol brands. You can gamble on the first shot, you can gamble on the second shot, you can gamble on three-pointers. The league has embraced gambling completely, alcohol, sponsorships, and plenty of other industries that could raise eyebrows. So, why is a strip club where the line gets drawn? Now, that doesn't automatically mean Magic City Night was a good idea. Something being inconsistent doesn't necessarily make the original criticism wrong, but it does make the NBA's moral line a hell of a lot harder to explain. And apparently, the NBA decided it didn't need to explain that line at all. And then, 1 week before Magic City Monday, the NBA canceled Magic City Monday. And this is where we need to be careful, because Luke Kornet asked the league to cancel the event. He became a big news item around this funny event. But what was actually said was that they heard significant concerns from fans, partners, and employees that canceling the promotion was the right decision for the broader NBA community. On Monday, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver announced that after speaking with the Hawks, fans, and players, he believed canceling this promotion is the right decision for the broader NBA community. So the Hawks weren't happy about it, but they accepted that decision. As a franchise, we remain committed to celebrating the best of Atlanta with authenticity in ways that continue to unite and bring us all together. Magic City also responded. For more than 40 years, Magic City has been proud to serve as a cornerstone of Atlanta's hospitality, food, music, and nightlife culture. We remain committed to providing a safe, professional, and empowering environment to our performers, staff, and guests. We firmly denounce abuse, exploitation, or mistreatment in any form and stand for the dignity and safety of everyone in our industry, the statement reads. If anything, this moment shows that Atlanta stands united. We're proud to represent the culture, energy, and creativity that makes this city special. And we look forward to continuing to celebrate and support the community that supports us. So after all of this, the essay, the arguments, the tweets, the outrage. Magic City Monday was dead. All besides the internet's response. Luke Kornet 1, Atlanta 0. Luke Kornet got it done. They're gonna ban Al Horford and Luke Kornet from the city of Atlanta now. I don't like it. Luke Kornet feeling like he won. And he plays for my team, LMFAO. And suddenly, the internet had decided that Luke Kornet had personally defeated Atlanta. He got it done. Al Horford was apparently getting banned from the city, and even Spurs fans were starting to resent the fact that their backup center had apparently become a political heavyweight. And then TikTok got involved. As far as the internet is concerned, Luke Kornet had walked into those NBA offices, personally canceled Magic City night, and walked back to San Antonio like he had just won Game 7. Which obviously is not what happened, but it's much funnier to imagine it that way. And honestly, that's where the story could have ended. A weird NBA controversy, a very long and strange Medium post, some extremely online reactions, and a theme night that just never happened. But the more I dug into this story, the more I realized there actually was something worth talking about more. I'd probably not ever known about Magic City or Magic City Monday if Luke Kornet hadn't made a stink about the Hawks promotion. But now I'm turning into the skid and planning a GA vacation around making a trip to the joint to see if the lemon pepper wings live up to the hype. But there's one final twist to the whole thing, because canceling Magic City Monday may have actually been the best advertisement Magic City could have gotten. The controversy had already introduced Magic City to people who had never heard of it. Some people went from not knowing what Magic City was to planning a vacation around the whole lemon pepper wings. And Magic City basically looked at all this and said, Atlanta can't be canceled. If anything, this moment shows that Atlanta stands united. We're proud to represent the culture, energy, and creativity that make this city special. And we look forward to continuing to celebrate and support the community that supports us. So was Luke Kornet right? Was the NBA right? Was Atlanta right? Honestly, I don't know. But looking back on this, it looks like Luke Kornet might have been the last person who should have been telling anybody how to have fun. So anyways, guys, that's how a backup center for the Spurs wrote an essay about a strip club in Atlanta, got Al Horford involved, became Atlanta's public enemy #1, and somehow ended up on the winning side of a controversy that got the NBA to cancel Magic City Monday. Anyways, guys, that's for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this fun rewind. Like, subscribe, do all the YouTube things. We'll be back this weekend with our normal podcast episode. See you then.